representative has introduced a bill which, according to the sponsor Gaba Mohammed, would allow the federal government and the state government to negotiate the minimum wage of their workers in line with the nation's federal system. However, Nigerian workers in their hundreds have stormed the National Assembly complex in Abuja, demanding for the withdrawal of a bill that will remove the national minimum wage from exclusive to concurrent legislative list. According to them, the bill does not work in their favor, as it is an attempt for some state governors and some National Assembly members to shortchange them. Today, ekohotblog is on the street of Lagos and will be asking Nigerian workers what their opinion is on this bill. And I am Praise Gani reporting for ekohotblog. Do stay with us.
They are on right track. I'm in agreement with them. In the first place, all the states are not equally blessed. When they are sharing allocation every month, some states will get billions of naira, some will get peanuts of billions, like some will get like 15, 20, while some will get like 2 million. So how do you expect a state that is get any from the federation account like 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion a month to be paying as high as people as states that are earning like 17 million, 15 million? They are on the right track. Every state should be allowed to develop on its own. If they want the administration of Nigeria to be in order, I am of the opinion that all states should be able to manage their resources. They should, like other states that have oil producing, say some that have mineral resources like gold, water fuel, palm oil or whatever. They should be allowed to manage their resources so that they can be able to pay. They should be able to pay according to their strength. When some states are being paid 70 million, 50 million, and some states are being paid 2 billion a month, so how do you expect to pay the same amount? They can't pay the same amount. I mean, I agree with the House of Reps.
My opinion is that when we ask for restructuring, we actually need to understand that restructuring is not only about the political side or sharing of power. A lot of things have to restructure, and one of those key things is expenditures. I mean, especially as it concerns the three layers of government. We obviously know that the opportunities, the sizes, and the chances of different local governments in Nigeria state and local governments in Nigeria to compete favorably, I mean, on the same scale, is generally not attainable. And that is why I feel, on the flip side, we should look at that bill, because my opinion is that it is better to engage within your size, one, to negotiate within your size, two, and to be able to pay promptly without having any excuse that is because I have over bloated wages to pay, and because I don't have, because generally most of these people are dependent on what they share in Abuja actually. And since they don't collect the same thing from Abuja, even if they collect the same thing from Abuja, even if all states, all local governments go after IGR, the fact is that the chances of them competing at the same level is generally slim. For example, Apapa local government, you can't tell a local government in Ekiti State, let me say Moba local government in Ekiti State, and you expect Moba local government in Ekiti State to be competing favorably with a local government like Apapa, to be paying the same wages, for crying out loud. And the scale of it is, let's look at it away from the unionism of labor. Cost of living differs. So if I stay in Abuja and Amak has to pay me based on my cost of living, and I know quite all right that it's different from somebody staying in Mobile, the example I made. And thirdly, so there are some states that are marked as civil servant states. That is like for jobs to be created, the public service has to co-opt as many people as possible. And mostly we see that it's always all these underdeveloped states that have to be dependent on taking the public service taking people, which means they have more people to pay. So to me, it is better to allow them to be able to negotiate the kind of wages they can pay. And if I may be a little bit blunt, I would say, since there is no law in Nigeria that says I can't pick up a job from any part of Nigeria, if Ekiti State is offering me 30,000 and Lagos State is offering me 100,000, I still have the chance of taking anyone that suits me.
I want to say it is a self-deception to agree that Lagos and Zamfara will be paying the same amount of money to their workers. Lagos may have the IGR it takes to pay 30,000 minimum wage, which is even low. In Zamfara or any other state in the north, probably even like of Osun State, Ekiti State may not be able to be at par with them. Ordinarily, in a federal arrangement, each state has its own peculiarities, and that peculiarity also determine the nature of things in terms of IGR and other things within the state. And as such, it shouldn't even be generic at first. That is my own position on that. When we say that state can negotiate, they should be able to negotiate. State should not be dictated to. The federal government and the state, they are not. Federal is not superior to the state. They are coordinates. They shouldn't be subordinate to it. Whatever the state should do should be within its own capability, within its own strength. You cannot just dictate that this way. It should just flow from top to down. Governance should be from bottom up.
The bill is supposed to be on the exclusive list. It is the duty of the federal government to set a national minimum wage, which no state should go below. However, the aberration in Nigeria is when a minimum wage is set, both the federal and every state want to pay the same thing, which is wrong. For instance, the minimum wage of 30,000 naira. Nothing says that the federal government cannot pay her own workers 50,000 naira. Nothing says Lagos State government cannot pay 50 or 45. States that have the capacity to pay above the minimum wage should go ahead and pay. But you cannot pay below. That is what it's supposed to be. And all over the world, everywhere, it is countries that set the minimum wage, which no company, whether in the private sector or in the public sector, should go below. That is the standard. And so it is wrong. It's an aberration for anybody, for any lawmaker, to say that states should negotiate their wages with their destiny. No. What they can do, however, is if a new national minimum wage is set, it's agreed, maybe tomorrow they say, okay, oh, the new national minimum wage is 40,000. I expect the NLC in Lagos to negotiate with Lagos State government, say, Lagos State government, you can pay above 40. So they can begin a negotiation that can earn them extra 5,000 or 10,000 above the new national minimum wage. Ditto for Ogun State, ditto for Port Harcourt and other states, that the IGR is higher. That is how it's supposed to be.
My view about the bill is it just shows how democracy works. The National Assembly are doing their job, and the Labour as well are doing their work. And this is democracy, and that's how it works. The bill, stakeholders will have been called before a bill is being passed. At that discussion, the Labour should have put up a very big front for negotiation using their facts. But that being as it may, now it has passed the second reading, about to be passed. Labour still have a weapon. By coming out, if I'm not being listened to at the floor of the National Assembly, then I can be listened to on the streets. Labour have shown their stand coming on the streets. So, in my own view, it's just democracy working. And if it's about the bill or no bill, it has shown what is on ground is that states are paying at their own rates. They were not abiding by whatever the federal has done in the past. So maybe we should go back to the drawing board altogether after all this interplay. Then we arrive at a concrete way to move the country forward.
Just listen to the opinions of Nigerian workers on the proposed bill by Garba Mohammed. We hope that the federal government can put the opinions of the workers into consideration, whether the bill should be passed or should be withdrawn. And that will be all for today on the street of Lagos. Please don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at ekohotblog, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. My name is Praise Ganiyu. Thank you for watching.